Hey, what's up everybody? It's LaGojiLupus here. And right now, as you can see, well, other than the fact that my room is messy, Lady Mall's not with me today. I figured I would take time to do some of these without her because I know she's going to photobomb both of these. Okay, today we're going to be talking about two movies dealing specifically with Johnny Depp. Yes, we are continuing our Johnny Depp marathon with the first movie, which is Sleepy Hollow. Yes, Sleepy Hollow. Now, this is a great retelling of the original tale by Washington Irving. You know, Ichabod Crane, Headless Horseman, all of that. You know, it's got Tim Burton in. Well, it's Tim Burton film. It's got Christopher Lee in it, as always. Got Johnny Depp in it. Helena Bonham Carter is not in this, unless I'm mistaken. Christina Ricci is in it. Casper Van Dien is in it. You know, you got a lot of the same people doing a Tim Burton production. This is a love story. It's a beautiful love story. While it is an unusual love story because it's very gothic horror and it's just downright unusual, it's a love story between Christina Ricci and Johnny Depp. You could also say between Christina Ricci and her corset because God knows she looks great in one. But you've got this great burgeoning love. Do I trust her? Do I not trust her? You know, all this almost 19th century Pride and Prejudice feel to it. I mean, let's be honest. If you're watching this, you've seen Sleepy Hollow. I mean, come on. It is a great film. I really, really like it. And while it's not in your traditional love stories, it is a great love story, something to cuddle up with and enjoy a good scare. Oh, you've also got Christopher Walken in it as the Headless Horseman. Come on, need I say more? Christopher Walken, Christopher Lee, Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, Casper Van Dien. I mean, all these people in the same movie. It's bound to be a good flick. I highly recommend the movie. It's great, while it might not be your normal love story. I don't do perky. You know, it's not your normal love story, but it is a great love story. It's also a great revenge story. And hell, I mean, what more do you have to say about it? You don't have to, which means we're moving straight on to the next movie in our two-movie Johnny Depp Film Festival. Sweeny Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Wow, what else can you say about this? I mean, when I first heard that Sweeny Todd was being done, I didn't know what to think about it. I mean, that was just one of those, okay, I'm a big fan of the theater, I'm a big fan of musicals, I'm a big fan of literature. What is Tim Burton going to do to this? I mean, love it or hate it, you saw what he did to Batman. My God, he killed Batman. He also killed, you know, those are not in my favorites of the Tim Burton franchise. I mean, don't know what to say about that one. But I was really very much of a, I don't know how this is going to go. Because we're talking just this really classic story, all set in London. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. And it was awesome. I mean, we're talking a man that was in love with his wife, got sent away to prison for 20 years. 15, 16, 20, I can't remember exactly what it was. And then comes back and finds out that his life has been destroyed. And so what he does is he goes around and he destroys everything. You know, it's got that great feel from The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. it's that very great revenge story because he's still in love with his wife. You have this great kind of burgeoning love story between him and Helena Bonham Carter's character, which I can't remember what she's called. It's going to pop up right out here. With the young boy. You know, you've got Alan Rickman in it. I mean, come on, if it's got Alan Rickman in it, it's got to be good, because I really can't think of a bad movie he's been in, except for maybe the original Die Hard. You've got the little weird mousy guy that was in The Last Samurai. He was also in the Harry Potter series. He was in it. The only person that I didn't like in that movie was Sacha Baron Cohen, because he played the Italian barber, Signor Pirelli. But he redeemed himself in the end because he got his throat cut and got turned into pies. That was cool. I mean, you can't really say that much against it. Great orchestration, great choreography, great storytelling. And Johnny Depp had to sing for this. I mean, it shows that the guy's got chops. And that was really, really cool. And if you didn't think that movie was creepy, shit, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But it's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful movie. A little gory, yeah. But it is a great retelling of a musical. If you can't tell, I'm a really big fan of musicals. So, I mean, come on. Okay. And while we're talking about all of these, I'm going to go ahead and go into one other quasi-chick flick that wasn't on my list to continue, but I'm on this Tim Burton rant. So, here we go. The third movie, I can't even believe I'm just jumping right in this one. It's a movie that my ex-wife introduced me to. You know, she wanted to go see it, and I was like, I don't really want to. But now it's one of my favorite movies, and I still love it. The movie is called Big Fish. For those of you that don't know the movie, it's another Tim Burton film. Yeah, it's a Tim Burton film. It's got Ewan McGregor in it. It's got Danny DeVito in it. It's got a lot of this stuff. And it's all about this old man. It starts off with this old man that keeps telling the same story over and over about this big fish that he caught and everything else. And how when you know it's the right one, that it's worth the struggle. And while he's in the hospital, you meet the son of the old man and his wife. And the wife is telling all these stories about his life, and he's not really sure about whether or not he's telling the truth or not. He's like, Dad, you never told me the truth. But then as you go along, you end up meeting a woman that he's telling the story about, played by Helena Bonham Carter. Go fig. It's Tim Burton, you got Helena Bonham Carter. And just telling all of these stories, and then it ends up that the dad dies. And then at his funeral, you see all of these people that he's been telling these tales about, and they're all at his funeral. You see Danny DeVito's character, who runs the carnival. You see the Siamese twins, but they're two separate people. You see the giant. You see all of these people throughout all of his stories show up at his funeral and give their final respects. So it ends up that he was telling the truth all along about what his life was. He just kind of spiced it up a little, which is true, because when it ends up, you know, at the end, when you're thinking about it, it's all the great stories outlive the ones that tell them. I mean, it's something that, it's a quote from a movie I'm doing later on this month called The Devil's Carnival. I love that one. Oh my God, so awesome. It's true when you're thinking about Shakespeare or Aesop's Fables or just any of that stuff. The great stories outlive their authors. And on that note, we're going to go, I'm going to cut it off for today. because tomorrow we're going to talk about a series of books and movies that unfortunately fall under the romantics. You got it. I am going with the Twilight series. Here are the collective groans right now, but we are going over the Twilight movies. I'm going to talk about why they're considered romantic. I'm going to try to talk positive about them for a bit. And then I'm going to tell you what I think. Rate, comment, subscribe down here. Peace out. Later.